I'm Todd Grisham, and there's nothing quite like a CompuBox Academy crowd, and they are vocal here tonight. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable. The fans, everybody around the world, the fighters. This is just one of those things.
It's time now for our tale of the tape. It's the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs, 6 foot tall, 160 pounds with a reach of 74 inches. And up against him in this one, Jaime Munguia, 183 centimeters tall with a reach of an identical 183 centimeters.
We'll be talking about this fight for years to come. This is one of those classic fights that everybody wants to see.
Here comes the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs, fighting out of New York, New York. He is one of the most talented fighters in this division. Let's see what he's got for us in this one. Jaime the Beast Munguia, one of the most intimidating.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Brooklyn, New York, introducing an acclaimed two-time middleweight champion of the world known as the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. Fighting out of the blue corner from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, here is the hard-hitting knockout artist and a super welterweight champion of the world, Jaime Munguia.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
Words are cheap. It's the action that says it all. We'll find out when the first bell goes.
So they stare into each other's eyes one final time, touch gloves, and get prepared for battle. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
Did you see the nerves on the fight stepping into the ring? It tells you so much about a fighter. And then look at the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Nice job by him to block that jab. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
How about that time counter shot? And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Trying to land that jab. Jab slightly off target. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. That bell could not. What do we expect to see here in round two? That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get sucked.
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. And this is not the way Munguia thought this fight was going to go. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, you want to bait them in to throw first. Make them think you're going to throw a punch so that they exchange.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I gotta respect both of them more than happy.
They're both trying for a knockout. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Beautiful counter punch. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Jacobs in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who. On to the third. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're training to fight a swarmer, Johnny, you know this better than anybody. You have got to be in peak physical condition because they're not going to let you breathe.
A swarmer, a good swarmer, will get inside you like a bee just pickpocketing, stinging you wherever you leave yourself open. A swarmer is the worst kind of fight to fight.
These punches coming from every angle. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
A swing and a miss with the left hook. You've got two evenly matched fighters in this weight class. It sometimes comes down to who's in better condition. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode. There's the bell for round 4. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him.
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
Look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner. Somehow get to the end of the round.
Good counter punching. Both men step back for just a moment. Need to pick things up here in the second half of the round.
Not the best start, Pop. You know what? The cornermen now, it's down for them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
What do you you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Beautiful counter punch. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Let's talk about Jaime Munguia in that last round. Well, if this trainer has a pep talk, now's the time. On to the fifth we go. Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns, and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
That jab doesn't find a home. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Tried to score with a jab. Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Needs to put some combination work together. 1 punch is good, 2 punches better. Back and forth they go. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Jacobs in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last. There's the bell to start round 6. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? The straight right just misses. Can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
What heart, what desire, but at what cost? That jab won't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. about Jacobs in that last round? Well, this is the time that the trainer... And there's the bell for round 7. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Has to be careful for that. So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
He's got to waste time. Step behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in the round.
They've got to pick things up halfway through the round here.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history.
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. Talk about Jaime Munguia in that last round. They get 1 minute between rounds. This fighter wished it was 10 minutes after being dropped twice in the last round.
There's always a way back. Don't ever round anybody off.
Good work out there. The job's working, man. There's one. Get your mind back on the job. As I focus, don't move back into the fight. Great round.
The referee calling for seconds out as we get set for another round. Round 8, and we're off again. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do they do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter. It's like a lamb to the slaughter.
Ooh, and Daniel Jacobs just got rocked. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
That jab doesn't score. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Only catching air with that hook. Johnny, it's still early on, but what do you think about what we're seeing so far?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
This is a high-octane battle. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next? Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter shot lands. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Jab misses. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
That jab doesn't score. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other because no one dares do anything out of turn.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. And here comes the 10th round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are done. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Beautiful counter shot. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an Andrews man.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Swing and a miss with that jab. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. Jab slightly off target. They miss with the jab. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. And finally, Jacobs crumbles to the canvas. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial. And there's the bell for round 11. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
He misses with that jab. There's a counter shot. He missed with that jab. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
You'd like to see more jabs. When are we going to see a jab from these two? The straight right just misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Jacobs in that last round. At this point, you got to... On to the 12th. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Well, Johnny, we're in the early stages here. What have you seen so far?
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Missing with the hook. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Both men step back for just a moment. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. I'm not sure about the judges on this one. A split decision win.
A split decision, you know what, I feel sorry for the loser because heart and soul was laid out right there. Everything was left in the ring. There's no regrets, and we had a good time as well. They did the work, we enjoyed the action. Split decision, totally agree with it. You never know, we might see it all over again.